y'all, I'm Jen and this is Sassy Southern NC Girl, and I want to share my finished design team projects for Creating with Jovi from February, March, and April. I did share last month's completed design, but I wanted to come back and show you because I have finished all the embellishments and stuff. I'm going to start with February, and I will link all of these kits down in the description box below. You can find them in Jovi's Etsy shop, and I will also put all her links down below. This first one is a cooking journal. I did her cooking collaboration, and I absolutely love this kit. All of these journals will be listed in my Etsy shop, not my Etsy shop, my Ko-Fi shop. I'm kind of trying to steer away from Etsy. I do have some stuff in there, but they just charge so much in fees. I'm just going to go through my Ko-Fi shop. So this is the cover. And this is fabric I found at Hobby Lobby. I fussy cut this image out of Jovi's kit, as well as this, and just glued that on there, and then put some roughly trim from my stash. The inside cover has this tuck space here. This says "This book belongs to," and then we have this tag here. On this page, I made a little tuck spot out of this Cooking Up Magic. I put a little flower down here, and then here is a journaling spot. I tried not to cover up any of the really pretty artwork because the kit is just stunning. So here I had used some just some solid paper out of my stash. I used this Bon Appetit as a tuck spot, and I created this tag out of some of the leftover paper, and then just glued the little mittens there. It matches the print on this paper that's also from my stash. I glued this jar on here as a tuck spot, and then just put this tag from the kit in here. And I left room, so if whoever gets this wants to add stuff or just journal in the book, you can. If you don't want to use it as a recipe book, you could journal in it. This is another page. I added this Good Food, Good Mood here. I used this photo from the kit and made it into a pocket, and then this is just another tag from the kit. This is some paper from the kit that I made into a half page pocket. You can stick stuff up in there. This was made from, I think, paper from the kit, and I just took this out of the kit and glued it on there, and that's a journaling card. I added some trim down here from my stash along with this gem flower. And then this is just a page from the kit where you can put a recipe. Over here, I just made a corner tuck out of the paper from the kit. I added a little flower up here, and then here is a journaling card. On this page, I took more paper from the kit and just put like a pocket, and then this is a card from the kit, and I added another flower and a lemon sticker down there. Again, paper from the kit. I added a sparkly flower here, and we have another journaling card from the kit. This page, I just added Crafting Happiness One Recipe at a Time as a tuck spot, and then you can put the little journaling card here. I did add some ephemera from just magazines that I cut out. This is a Morelia style fruit salad. I made a pocket here, put a flower, and then this is a journaling card from the kit. And here, I really didn't want to cover much of the of this, so I just created a little tuck in the corner and turned this into a little tag. This is a piece of ephemera from the kit, and I added a little flower up there, I didn't do anything to this page because it has the recipe page there. I created another pocket here with a little flower, and this is an apron journaling spot in pink. I put this from the kit here. I made a pocket. I glued the spatulas here, and then we have another apron journaling spot in blue. Here's another recipe page. Again, on this page, I didn't want to cover the picture, so I just made a small corner tuck, and this is a journaling card from the kit. This is just a big magazine cutout that I put onto some cardstock from my stash. I glued Sizzle Sprinkle Savor up here. I made a small pocket here, and then here is another little piece of ephemera from the kit. I just am using it as a tiny little journaling spot, and it's just a glass of sangria. I made this picture from the kit into a tuck and put this recipe card, from the kit in there, and then I just glued menu here, and this is some trim from my stash that I glued. Same trim here. I used this meal plan. Oh no. There. I glued that as a tuck spot, but it looks like it glued down there a little bit. Oopsie. But you won't be able to see it up under there. And then just made a little tuck for this tag from the kit. I made a belly band with this strawberry burlap ribbon from my stash. Added a little flower with a red jimmy there, and then just created this into a journaling spot. I left this as is since it has lines for journaling as well as this recipe page. This is a piece of ephemera from a magazine. I made it into a tuck and put the recipe card in there. This says Chef Mode On, also from the kit, and then I just added another flower up there, and I grungied it up with some distress ink, and it has a green jimmy to match the colors. This was a piece of strawberry die cut that I had in my stash. I just added some strawberry ribbon here, this cake from the kit, and then just tucked a index card journaling tag from the kit into there. I added some cherry ribbon here, a little tuck with a little piece of the cherry ribbon. Here's a little Corningware dish from the kit with little cherries on it. This is a journaling card from the kit. I added a flower here and here to cover up. There was like a hole there, but I just wanted to cover it. Oops. Sorry about that, y'all. Over here, I just added some stickers from my stash, a little piece of that lemon paper, made it into a tuck, and here is a recipe card from the kit. I used the strainer ephemera piece as a tuck and put this little homemade piece of ephemera up there for a journaling spot so as not to cover up the page. This is the second signature over here, and I just left it like as is. On this page, I added the spoon up here as a tuck. This says life is short, lick the spoon. A little flower here, and I glued the little pot down there. This page, I created a tuck with some leftover paper from the kit and added this tag. Put a little piece of ephemera up here. I fussy cut this out from this same paper just for decoration up in the top. I left, I'm gonna have to glue that. I left this mostly blank, but I added a little corner tuck with the little piece of pizza for a journaling spot. I added this up here for a tuck, and added this journaling card in here. On this page, I turned the pot into a tuck and just tucked this recipe card down in there. This is a piece of lemon ephemera from my stash, and I just made it into a tuck with this lemon paper from the kit. This yellow paper is from the kit. I just put this ravioli as a tuck and using this as a journaling card. I made a corner tuck on this page and created a journaling card out of leftover paper. Added a little flower on there. This is from the kit. I turned it into a corner tuck. Added this piece of paper from the kit. I think this is from the kit. And made that into a journaling card. This fork is from a magazine, and then this is a piece of ephemera from the kit. I turned the little toaster from the kit into a tuck and then added this index card as a journaling spot from the kit. I left this blank. Again, just created tucks all over the pages as to try not to hide the really pretty paper. I put eat up here from the kit, the little cupcake, and then this is a journaling card from the kit. Again, I created a tuck up here, so not to cover the dog. I created a little index tab from some scrap paper, and then this is scrap paper from the kit, and I just made that into a journaling spot. I used the toast and created a tuck spot, and the green apron as a journaling spot, and then this food is from the kit. This is just a dish from a magazine I put there for interest, and then I created this journaling spot out of leftover paper. Same with this piece, just used leftover paper to create another journaling spot. These grilled cheese are from the kit. I added a little blue flower up here, and then just a little corner tuck. And all this blank space, whoever gets this can decorate or just use it for writing or, you know, whatever. Again, didn't want to cover these two pages, so I created tucks. This is a journaling card from the, just a piece of cardstock I had in my stash, and I added the 3 flowers to it. You could either do it this way or this way, and then it's blank on the back. Created another journaling card with some leftover paper and just added a flower. This is actually a little bag that I got from a swap. It's see-through, so you can see the paper behind it, and I just turned it into a pocket. I cut off the flap that makes it into a bag, and added the recipe card in there. And then here I just created a little tuck, made a journaling card out of leftover paper, and added the strawberry jam ephemera down there. Well, I left this blank, and then in the cover I created a tuck. I'm going to have to glue that better. And just created another journaling card there. So that's the first one. Now let's move on to March. Okay guys, so this was my March design team project. This is the bee's knees, and I made this little envelope book. This is the front, and this is the back. Okay, so on this first page, inside the cover, I just made a little pocket with a bee stamped on there. All the paper, I think, in here is from her kit, I think. But I'll let you know if it's not. And then I put these in here. This is from the kit. I need to ink that. Oh, this is an altered playing card that I did, but it is still her paper and ephemera from the kit. And then here's some more. All that needs to be inked. Okay, and then this is an envelope pocket. This is all paper from the kit, and then inside here we have these tags for journaling. All from the kit. All the tags need to be inked. That's the one thing I forgot to do. Okay, this is ephemera from the kit that I glued in there. This is a page from the kit, and I did a flip with some, this is actually, I think this is actually bee washi. Yeah, there's little foiled bees in there. And then there's a little planner clip here with a heart in gold. And then these are, this is a flip, a journaling flip with paper from the kit. And this is just a butterfly sticker that I put in here, a pet sticker that I just put in there for whoever gets it. This page I turned into a pocket, and there is a tag in here that I created. This is paper from the kit that I printed on vellum and then glued it to the laundry tag. And I think it turned out super cute. And I put this purple ribbon with a button. And then on the back, I inked the back of the card and stuck this little bee on there. It's a stamp. Okay. On this side, I put a piece of ephemera from the kit here and made a tuck. And then these are, I did back this on some cream cardstock, but this is extra paper from the kit that I just glued on here. I layered it, and then this is also from the kit. Here is another pocket. This is another altered playing card that I used pieces of the kit, except for this. This says Trust Your Wings. I created that. And this is like pieces of torn paper from the kit. And I love how that turned out. And then these are just journaling cards from the kit that I glued to, I glued this one to cardboard. I glued this one to cardstock just to make it thicker. And then on this side, we have a little planner clip, another one of those heart paper clips. I left this like this because it was such a beautiful page, and I just clipped the journaling cards onto the page. And I'm just going to put that to the side for now. This is a hidden paper clip that I made with a dangle bee. I love how this turned out. It's made it with Joey's paper, and I made a tuck in here. This is just a piece of trim lace that I had in my stash and one of my word sentiments, and then these are from the kit, and I just put those in the pocket. And then this is another tag that goes under the hidden paper clip, because again, I didn't want to ruin this beautiful paper, and so I just did that. And then on this side, I glued some more of that honey there. And then these journaling cards go on the other side of the hidden paper clip. So that goes under there, and then this goes on the other side. And then here's the back cover. Again, more of that beautiful paper. And then I cut out some of the hive. I don't know if it was ephemera or just part of a piece of paper, but I made it into a corner pocket and then put these two cards in there for journaling. So that is that, and I will fix all that back together after the video. And then last but not least is my project for April. And if you guys remember, it was this Paris folio. It does have a magnetic cover. I really love this. Alright, let me move this out of the way so you guys can see. Okay, so it is magnetic. So this sticks to this. When you pull it out, we have these parts that flip open. It's a flip book folio. And I did leave these pretty much blank. You can put like pictures here. You can journal here. And I did do that on both sides. This is ephemera from the kit that I glued on top of the paper. And then same over here. I just glued ephemera and used paper from the kit. I love that key. This paper I got from Temu. It's just some aged, like, faux vintage paper. And then all the paper in here is from the kit except for there's some pink paper I used in here and then the black cardstock. Alright, so this is the top flip. This is paper from the kit. I made a little corner tuck here, and then this card, this guest check, is a journaling card from the kit, and then I put this piece of vellum on top for interest and clipped it together with a brad, and it's just a flip, like a slit, a swing. Okay, and then this is the other page. It's going to be kind of hard for y'all to see, but I'll do my best. This is the bottom flip out, and I made a top corner pocket there and put this journaling card up in that tuck spot. Okay, and then this bottom flip out that you're not going to really be able to see. It's really hard because this is like a lot. I don't have a lot of space over here. This bottom one, I just made this little corner tuck. I glued this Paris ephemera on there, and then this is just some long tags. They're blank on the back, and then this butterfly stamp I put in here to journal on, and then I left the top part blank because it's really, really pretty. And then you could also use that for journaling, or you could put pictures or whatnot. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is such a mess. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Okay. Then this is another flip out. I put a tuck spot on the edges here that matches the paper that I used, and then just tuck tags in there. You could use, you know, any of this space if you wanted to, but it's just so pretty. And then these pages flip out, and I did a belly band on each side and put these tags underneath there. And then you alternatively have this area where you could journal or put pictures on both sides. This is another flip up, and it's just a gorgeous page out of that. Oh, and this is Flowers in France. I'm sorry, I don't think I said. I made a corner tuck up here, and then this is a piece of ephemera from the kit that I made into a tag. And then this top tuck, I placed part of this paper here, and then I left a space and made a pocket, a side pocket out of that. And then this is a journaling card that goes in the side here. And then this is the 3-page flip outs on either side, and I'll do those in just a moment. But this is the back, the very bottom page, and I put this paper up here with some black check paper. This is more paper from the kit. I made it into a pocket, and then this journaling card goes right in there. And then these are just more journaling spot flip outs. I kind of altered this book as opposed to the one that I was the tutorial I used to make this, because they were making a baby book, so they made 4 more flips to document like the baby's first year. 4 more flips like this, so this would be like month 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they had 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. But since I'm not making that or doing a baby book, I just turned it into full-size pages, and I really love this. So I used pink cardstock, and then I layered Jovi's paper on top of it. So you'll see here, this is one of the beautiful roses sheets with the dress here. I made 2 corner tucks, and this is from the kit, as well as this. And for this one, it's a tag, and I just covered the where you would put a hole with this ribbon and this little flat back heart. And I just think it looks really, really cute. And I did the same thing with this one, except I used blue to kind of coordinate with that. I think it really brings out the blue. This is a piece of ephemera from the kit. I just only glued down the bottom part and made it a tuck, and then left all this blank for either journaling or putting pictures. On this one, I used this little watering can as a tuck, and here's the journaling card. And then I used the fleur-de-lis ephemera to make a tuck, and then here's a round tag. For this one, I just used this piece of ephemera to make it a tuck, and then here's the journaling card. And then back here, we used the teacup and made it into a tuck, and here is the tag. And then on this side, we did the same thing. We used her gorgeous paper. I glued this dress down and made a tuck out of extra paper, and then I made a journaling card out of this paper. And then here is some more of that vintage paper from Temu with a leftover piece of Jovi's paper for the tuck, and then this tag to journal on. And then on this page, I made a tuck here with leftover paper, and then put this Paris ephemera on it. And then here's a tag for journaling. This one, I added the vase with the flowers down here, and then this little tuck, and then I made another little journaling card to tuck in there. And for this one, I just made another corner tuck and added this journaling card there. And then here we added the wheel with the flowers as a tuck, and then here is the journaling card. I absolutely love this flip book. I think it's so beautiful. I really, really do. I love it. So it goes like that, and then like that, and then this goes here, and then there, and this is magnetic, and this is magnetic. So just this top one is magnetic, and then this. And then there is the back with my little tag. So let me know which one's your favorite. They're all really different, but really cute. But I wanted to come back and share the final version. Again, these will be in my Etsy shop. I'm sorry, I keep saying Etsy. These will be in my Ko-Fi shop if you would like to purchase them. If you would like the digital kits, the links for all 3 will be down in the description box, as well as all of Jovi's links. And stay tuned for my upcoming June design team project. I will see you guys in the next one. Keep it sassy. Bye, y'all.